Picture this. You have a long commute to work and just want to listen to a good podcast, but there are too many choices. Anime, film, comic books, science. What will you do? Well, never fear. We are here with all of your podcast needs. Welcome, all freaks and geeks. We are the Square Roundtable Podcast, a collective of Black nerds discussing all things anime, comics, science, and pop culture related. Please join us for our weekly podcast every Friday on squareroundtablepod.fandomlim.com, YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Be there and be square.
After the success of the first two Naked Gun films based on Police Squad, in 1994, it was time for a new crime comedy film. Naked Gun, 33 1/3, The Final Insult, was now directed by Peter Segal, a new director. Also produced by...
Matt, you fucked me up.
I thought he was just going to stop there.
I thought about it. Hey, it was produced by the Zuckers and Abrahams. Same as usual. Leslie Nielsen's back. OJ is back. Priscilla Presley is back. They're all back. But what did we think? The License to Watch podcast.
That's it. That was great.
Nailed it. Got him again.
That was just another pointless sequel that didn't have to be made.
I mean, it's tough to balance being informative, funny, and concise all at once, and you have just proven how tough that is
It's really tough.
by doing none of those things.
Pretty much.
It's almost equally hard to fail at every one of those aspects.
What's
of
what's the new bad guy's name? The actor?
Fred Ward.
Fred Ward.
Yeah, he's great.
He is great.
He's Reese Witherspoon's father in Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he's got a lot of good.
Which
He just passed away like less than a year
Like,
ago.
yeah, almost exactly
Oh,
a year
man,
ago.
that's
I think.
fucking sad. That guy's awesome.
He's
Yeah, he's great.
Tremors.
Yeah, I know.
Tremors.
He's in all the Tremors.
He's in
isn't he?
Shortcuts and The Player.
He's in Shortcuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's in
and the player.
Well,
Let's wait and we'll
Miami
yeah, we're
Blues.
ruining top four.
Miami Blues, one of my favorite random Alec Baldwin movies.
He's in.
I've got one that none of you have because it's
Ooh.
a gay staple.
Oh.
Big business.
Wait, so is it a movie
Big
or is it a gay
business.
staple?
It's a gay staple. It just
It's both.
attaches gays. That's just if you need a gay staple, going to use it though. That's the only problem.
It's one of Colleen's favorite movies. She made me watch it.
What is it?
Big Business.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Bette
I've never seen
Midler
it.
and Lily Tomlin and Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin. What?
That voice you hear is our guest for this episode. He came all the way out to do Naked Gun 33 1/3. That's Mr. Paul Beswick over there. How's it going?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
So Paul and I went to high school together, and we're like the two lone, or you might know more people from high school who live out here. I don't know anybody else. But we're the two that made it out to Los Angeles, and we're just
Yeah, I mean, like with each passing year, I'm going to be 40 this year, so high school seems like a bit ago, but here we are.
Here we are.
Is it true that in high school you used to, when you walked by each other in the hallways, you would point at each other and then do the throat slit hand motion?
It was between the throat slit and then the pointing to the eyes and pointing to his eyes, just to let him know who's boss.
But then the other one returned the V shape with the tongue through them.
Obviously.
don't
high
do
school.
that.
Right.
I still did that in high school, so we're
sounds
good.
accurate.
I still
Yeah.
do that now. If you want.
I haven't done that in a while.
How
I
else are
feel
the
like-
people going to know?
I feel like there is a cause to do that hand sign every once in a while, but I haven't had the cause in a while. So
I think passing friends in a car, if they're in another car.
for
That's a
sure,
reason.
yeah, I need to just start driving around.
There we go.
Or like you ever pull up to someone who looks incredibly dangerous? I like to turn and look at them and do that.
Just to feel something.
Just to feel the rush of life. All right, we are watching one of the greatest movie openings of all time, I think.
Yes.
So we're watching along here, and it's a bunch of baby carriages, strollers, if you will, going down. This woman is like the sister of the director or something. I looked up. There's a lawnmower.
It's spoof
Distinctly saying "my lawnmower" so perfect.
Yeah, I love the my lawn. The guy who's yelling "my lawnmower."
Baby, my lawnmower.
He picks up a quarter.
It's a spoof of the Untouchables sequence, which we have covered on the License to Watch podcast on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like way less funny if you haven't seen the Untouchables, but you kind of get the gist of what's going on.
My favorite part of this is George Kennedy has an ankle holster with a gun in it, but he also has those like ankle garters for his socks, and he's got the gun tangled up in the ankle garters, and he spends the entire action sequence sitting there sadly trying to get his gun out.
Oh no, it's disgruntled postal workers. Oh my God.
Listen, the joke about disgruntled postal workers going crazy and shooting people was like 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
It was 10 years late when this movie came out.
No,
it was
really?
It was still
already
relevant, though.
It was already incredibly dated.
It was still relevant then. It's not really. If you do it in the movie now, it's like okay, whatever.
I remember the term "going postal." Like
Yeah.
when I was a kid, like people would say that.
Yeah, like 10 years before this movie came out when you were a kid.
Yeah, I guess I thought it was sooner.
I don't know. Matt was 10 when this came out,
Yeah.
right? So
Maybe. When did this come
94.
out? 94. Yeah.
Didn't you listen to the intro?
I tried not to.
there was so much info.
Actively trying
It was a
to-
lot of information.
I've got a plot question about this movie.
All right, let's hear it.
So what we just saw was a fantasy sequence, a dream sequence in which I don't know what the fuck is going on. A bunch of shooting happens. And then we go to the early parts of this movie. We go to Fred Ward in jail, and he's a bomber, and there's been some failed bombing from Pap Schmier, who was from the first movie or second movie? First movie.
First.
Pap Schmier had hired him to do a bombing, and he's in jail, and they didn't pay him enough, and the bombing failed. But we don't know anything about the failure of this first bombing, right? Like that didn't actually happen.
Why does
correct?
that matter?
I'm just saying because like normally the cold open would be like Drebin thwarting the bombing, and then it would be like, oh, the bombing. They're talking all about how this bombing failed, and we don't know anything about it. We never saw it. I just thought I was very confused as I was watching this.
I think they say later it was at the mayor's house.
They talk about it like it's a thing that we should know about, and we definitely never saw it.
Yeah, I think it's just to give him a backstory or to give him a reason why he's in jail, right?
But he was already in jail because that's like the big difference is that if they pay him $5 million, he's going to break out to do the bombing himself. And also, we wouldn't have to debate whether or not he was in jail or not if we actually knew what the fuck happened with this bombing and saw it at the beginning of the movie like we should have.
Here's your scantily clad women
Yes,
that they always have to put in the opening.
But no real boobies. What happened? Is this just an 80s thing where the actual boobies come
Have
out?
we seen a nipple in any of these movies? It's always just like
No, I think it's the first one. They're like in a
they're
dorm
in
room
a
shower.
but they all have towels.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember a boob, but I don't know. We have to go back and check the tape.
It does seem odd.
Maybe if you frame by framed it.
I bet if this was made if the first one was like 1983, we would have seen a boob. He grabs a boob in the first one. He like honks it.
He grabs a boob in this one.
Yes, he does.
Fun fact: same actress's boob,
Really?
same woman.
That is
That's
a fun
right.
fact.
That is
That is one of the funner facts.
In
facts
this
are
one,
always
it's the
the most fun.
grocery store thing, right? The melons. or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but like if you're squeezing a melon and it feels like a boob, you should probably move on. I think
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
a
not a
little
good
overripe.
melon.
Of course.
Unless it's
He didn't say like I
metaphorical
have to
melon.
buy this now. He said like, what is that? Or he didn't
so
say
many,
anything. He
So
just
many
may a
Jurassic
face.
Park
the
references.
Yes.
first of many.
there's a lot of Jurassic Park. in this
Geriatric
movie.
Park.
There's a cameo later. Taron Killam from Saturday Night Live is one of the kids in the
Oh, really?
in the attack
Wow.
scene. Yeah, when they show a scene from Geriatric Park. Yeah, this movie. Okay, so I'll give it up front. I like this movie a lot better than the second one.
Yeah, you're not a smart man. That's
No, I totally agree.
Bad
Don't
take.
listen to Harris.
Bad take.
This is better.
This one is more
this has
like the first one.
The least jokes per minute of any of the movies.
Joke right there. There's a joke in
Every
every
frame.
single
Every
frame.
single cubicle.
Yeah, of course. Right now, I'm just saying, hey, let's watch the entire
Right
movie
now, and
because
every other part of the movie.
because it stops and there are long stretches of this movie where there are no jokes at all.
Yeah, but then you get the love story.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The plot's
Which is really what we came
plot's
for.
worse. The plot's worse. And it just feels like a smaller movie. It feels like they don't go as many places. They're like in a cabin for a lot of the movie, and it's just like a lot of I don't know. I think it's definitely the worst of the three, but
This woman who plays what's the bad guy's name? What's his like character?
Rocco Dillon.
Rocco Dillon. She plays Rocco Dillon's mom. I love her.
Her name's Ma.
Ma.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just wonderful in this. Give her the award.
She's kind of wonderful in everything she does. Like, amazing character actress.
I only know her from one other movie.
I've got
off the top
two.
of my head. Oh,
What is it?
What do you got?
I got Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2 is good.
Yeah.
She's
The
also
drunk cooking host.
some use a little sherry. I use a lot. She's also the teacher at the beginning of Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh,
Okay.
Like teaching the kids of the lore of Salem. Very important.
interesting.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I did really appreciate the gag at the beginning where they walk by the where the inmates are talking to their significant others in the little area, and it's like anything you could put on the other side of glass, they do it. They've got an aquarium and a hockey player and
And dogs
dogs
apparently
for some
talking to
reason.
each other.
Paul, I forgot to ask you, what is your what's your history with these movies? Do you love them, hate them? You've seen them before? Did you see them in the theater?
I mean, I think they were like always on that odd HBO loop. Like all three of them were really just like always on. So if this was 94, I was like 10 going on 11 when this came out. So I think that kind of humor was probably really, really in my wheelhouse at that time. Pretty farty, pretty, silly, goofy. But I've definitely seen all of them, and I would definitely have to agree with most of this panel saying that 2 is better than 3.
What?
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, so do you guys count that as a joke when he's can't get the shopping cart out of the thing and then
Yes.
he comes up with a welder's mask and a
I count
blowtorch?
this as a joke when he can't open a
Well,
plastic bag.
No,
That's me every day.
No,
at the
this is a
supermarket. I
joke.
can't do it.
This is too good. This is better than a joke. It's two good jokes at once. He's can't open the plastic bag, and meanwhile the plastic bag is flying off the spool behind him and turns into a pile. That's a joke. But I'm just saying, I do not count
Here's
the
a joke right here. And
well, yeah.
you have not been talking for
Well,
a
yes,
minute.
sexual assault is also a joke to you, Colin. I get that. We've covered that before on the podcast.
Is that a segue to the
That's
jokes
not
that
fair.
have not held up in these movies?
I feel like I have consistently disagreed with that, but I know that's your opinion. You've
not
stated it many
fair.
times. No, I just think that there's a lot of jokes that just aren't funny in this, and that's why I think a lot of the jokes fall flat. That's why I discount the JPMs.
The boob grab is
because
not a funny one. It's there are funny jokes in this though.
It's a very
It's
this
made
kind
funnier
of
by the
humor.
song playing too.
Yeah.
It's
also
hip to be
like
square.
a totally rapey dude gets like run over by a truck later, which is cool.
See, so they even it out.
Yeah, it's all balanced. This movie's opinion on sexual assault is ambiguous.
Yeah, it's still a classic in my eyes. Moving on.
Moving
Who
on.
else do we have? Did we talk about Fred Ward? What else? Oh, we did kind of ruin every movie that he's in.
Let's
No,
let's
we
do
got
top
lots
4
more.
Fred Ward right now.
Yeah, let's
Should
just
we
get it out of the
jump
way.
right
Let's
to
jump
it?
right in.
We
Let's
clearly
get it.
want to talk about what movies we know.
We
people
have
from.
to know about Fred Ward.
All right.
Whoever guesses the one I said, you're a hero, even if it's on there or not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, top 4 known for Fred Ward.
Guess goes first.
So you just got to name one movie.
So it's annoying to me because the things that I treasure Fred Ward
Yes.
for
Yep.
are
You'll get
not
into
in
trouble
his
with
top
that.
4. So I'm going the easy route and saying Tremors.
Tremors is correct.
That is correct.
Named Earl Bassett from 1990.
Earl. Is it me? I had a bunch of movies and we just named a few.
I know,
Now
2 of them
I'm
have not
blanking.
been
Are
said
you already
yet.
stumped on
I'm
this?
stumped under pressure.
2 of them have not been said yet. One of them has.
Oh, really? Only
Yeah.
one? Okay. I really can't remember what we just said. Oh, is it Big Business? Is that why we said
Big
that?
Business is incorrect.
Damn.
All right. I'm going to take a big swing here. But it's the only movie that he was like, I mean, I guess Miami Blues he had a starring role in, but I'm going to go with the only movie that I know that he had. Oh, actually, I just saw of another one that he had a
just thought of
starring role
one,
in,
too.
but I'm going to go with Remo Williams.
Remo Williams is incorrect.
Damn. You blew it! Okay, there's another one they had a big role in.
All right, I got one in the chamber, but Paul, you're up again.
Oh, you took mine, Matt. I guess I will go. Now, is this, again, we didn't go over the rules. Is this like the movie's popularity or is it?
There's no rhyme or reason.
They are
Here's
all
why
4
this game
movies.
is fun is that IMDb lists the top 4 of these actors, but we don't know why it has selected these
don't know
4
why.
movies.
Yeah,
That's why it's a game.
That's why it's a joyful
Sometimes
game.
it makes perfect sense. Sometimes it's idiotic.
That's why you could literally guess
Well, then I'm going with Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama is the best guess you could ever guess, but it is wrong.
No.
Good guess.
All right, I'm going to say one we haven't mentioned.
You get like a half a point.
I have to quickly shout out Ellen Green on the screen right now.
Oh yeah, Ellen Green, yes, and also from Little Shop of Horrors and Next Stop Greenwich Village are the only two movies I know her from, but love her in both of those. She's amazing. She had a huge career on Broadway.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I realized that was the same.
Yeah, she's Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
She's got the high-pitched voice.
Yeah,
right?
huge Broadway star, and really kind of a, not a huge movie career, but is excellent in everything I've seen.
And this guy, I don't know his name, but
I've seen this guy.
Oh, yeah, he's
Ghostbusters,
great.
right?
Yeah.
No, wait.
No, Terminator.
And Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Oh, and
he's a psychiatrist in Terminator.
Yeah.
Oh,
In
talk about
Terminator
1,
typecasting.
2, and 3.
Yeah. And 3 was
3 doesn't count as a...
I don't know 3. I don't remember it.
My guess is Joe Dirt.
Oh, that was what I was going to guess.
Oh, Joe Dirt? An
Yeah.
amazing guess. It's wrong, but you also get a half a point for your guess.
All right. I thought of a second
This
movie.
is like one of my favorite top 4s that we've ever done, I think, already.
I
Just
thought
from
of a
the wrong
second
guesses.
movie that he plays a lead in. He plays Henry Miller across from Uma Thurman's Anais Nin in Henry and June.
Wow.
Henry and June is incorrect.
Damn it.
Fantastic. Really reaching. Fantastic. But
I think I have to gracefully abstain.
You got it.
I have
Don't worry,
nothing
I'm right
left.
there with you.
it's the hint round. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, well.
All right. One of these movies stars Clint Eastwood.
I've heard of him.
That hack.
Yeah. Do we want a hint for the other movies also?
Yes, please.
One of them has been said before, and the other one, let me look. The other one has Morgan Freeman.
So the Clint Eastwood one is the one that has been said?
No.
No,
I know that one.
the Clint Eastwood one
I know the Clint Eastwood.
is a Morgan
I
Freeman
think.
one,
I think.
But
and of
it's
course, there's
not-
one that's been said already earlier in the conversation before we started the game.
Was Morgan Freeman in Tremors 2? Was Fred Ward in Tremors 2? I can't.
I think Fred
definitely
Ward's in
is.
all the Tremors. I'm not sure, but
If
I think
Morgan
he's in
Freeman's
all.
not, we should go back and make it with Morgan Freeman.
He was puppeteering the
Yeah, he
Graboid.
played one of the Graboids.
Matt, stop editing Morgan Freeman into Tremors. You're wasting your life.
And so I plowed through the dirt, chasing after humans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Andy Dufresne climbed through a river of shit into a monster's
Say what to nail. Wait, whose turn is it?
It's yours.
Really?
Yeah, I thought you were stalling.
Okay, so a Clint Eastwood movie.
One that we said before.
Wait, it is? I thought you said
He said the one that we said before
is the Clint Eastwood movie.
No. The Clint
There was
Eastwood
an
movie-
implied comma in that.
Yes.
Okay. But the one we mentioned.
Clint
was
Eastwood
the
movie, comma, Morgan Freeman movie, comma, and the one that we said before. Yes, the Oxford comma there, just to make it extra clear.
Okay.
I stated the Oxford comma. I articulated it with my mouth.
I will say Play Misty for Me. I have no idea.
Play Misty for Me is incorrect.
All right, it's Escape from Alcatraz.
Escape from Alcatraz is correct.
I think that was one of his first movies.
That
yeah, it
is
also
correct.
has Patrick McGoohan.
Ah, yeah, great. Of the what was it?
The British show.
Yeah, the British show, Action Man,
The Prisoner.
The Prisoner. Yes.
Oh man! All right, we're 2 out of 4, and then of course I've awarded some half
I
points.
feel
for
like we
guesses
said a
that I
couple
like.
of. I'm going to give you guys a hint. I feel like we said a couple of Robert Altman movies earlier that.
Oh, that's
he is
right.
in
That's
that
right, we
Somebody
did say
should
that
probably
may or may
guess.
not be a good hint.
So wait, who's up? Paul?
Me, but I'm still. So
Just
Escape
don't-
from Alcatraz was which
The
one?
Clint
That's
Eastwood
the Clint
one.
Eastwood one.
Yeah.
Great.
Don't take the long way. Just go right to it. You're distracting from the game.
Sorry, he's looking at pictures.
There's a black and white photo of breasts. I must look at it.
He's like, oh.
Must look at cleavage. So everyone, stop the game for a second. There's something big on the screen.
Two things.
big disco shootout. Here we go.
Oh yeah. I love the way the script is written in the disco shootout. Like he's talking the exact same, but he's saying all these like 70s words.
Far out, man.
Yeah.
Did you guys read the bit of trivia that said that what's his name? George Kennedy was like really sick when he filmed this scene and he didn't want to
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
he could like barely walk.
That's why he's sitting, and then later on he says like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and he doesn't even get up. He just leans back.
Oh, we're about to see that happen live.
So he doesn't get up from his chair.
It's the magic of Hollywood right there.
Yeah.
Yep. I like how they also all look very much exactly the same, even though this is like the 70s to the 90s.
He
The
just
costumes
leans out of
are
frame
amazing.
right there.
Cigarette. Yes, I know.
Yes, I know.
My
Such a
second,
stupid show.
my second favorite joke in this entire movie.
Love it. All right, come on. Let's
Here's
go.
your first favorite joke, right?
OJ's afro. Can't get through the door.
I definitely still have nothing on this Fred Ward game.
Look, don't take the long way. Just,
Oh, that's a hint. I know. Yeah, I know Colin's ways.
So like the short something.
Yes, still
The
still
Big
nothing.
Short?
you're pretty close.
Um,
Is The Big Short your guess?
Sure, just to get
The
it.
Big
to go to
Short
the next
is
person.
incorrect.
oh man.
I don't think that has Fred Ward in it at all, but it should have.
All right, Matt.
All right, shortcuts.
Shortcuts is correct.
Yes.
That is
Now we're
correct.
looking for a Morgan Freeman Fred Ward movie.
Yeah. There is the star of this movie has not been named. I know it's not.
Will we know it? Is it
So
like
it's either an older movie and Fred Ward has like a very small part, or it's like
It has Rachel Weisz, also
so
not
it's-
the star. It has Brian Cox, also not the star.
Jesus.
What is this movie?
This movie rules. I'm pretty sure it's about cold fusion, if I'm not mistaken.
whoa.
What?
Oh, I know what it is.
It's not your guess though. It also has Chelsea Ross in it, who I believe was the like old pitcher in Major League.
What?
Yeah, he was.
Cold
Yeah.
Fusion?
Like, I'm not telling you the star of the movie, but it has Morgan Freeman, Rachel Weisz, Fred Ward, and Brian Cox, and also the old pitcher from Major League. And I'm pretty sure it's about cold fusion.
Matt, just put us out of our misery. I don't know.
No, you have to guess.
The only movie I know about Cold Fusion is The Saint. So I would guess The Saint.
So close.
out the same
Incorrect.
year, I think,
yeah,
right?
I think so. The year is.
96.
Hold on, I pressed the back button a
97.
few times.
The
The year is 96. Correct.
This sequence is hilarious.
Yeah, this is like the raunchiest of the three movies, by the way. But this woman,
Oh, the
I'm
sperm
pretty
bank
sure
thing.
It's in the first one. Yeah,
she was the
She's
assistant.
the secretary. Yeah.
I must kill.
Oh,
Matt
yeah, yeah.
Schneer. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
she's good.
this sequence where he's at the fertility clinic and he thinks it's a regular doctor's office.
The funniest part is what he says. Like, I was,
Yeah.
out back
My
with my
uncle.
uncle.
Yeah.
We were tossing it around.
How'd this happen? Oh, I was with my uncle in the yard. We were tossing it around. I think I yanked it too hard.
She gives him a porno tape.
It's a
She's
little
like,
numb.
It's not the backyard, but it'll do.
So, Matt, what the hell is this movie?
It's a little movie starring Keanu Reeves called Chain Reaction.
That's
Oh,
absolutely
chain
correct.
reaction.
Chain reaction is correct.
that sounds like cold.
That
You
is
had me at Cold
correct.
Fusion.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I saw that in the theater. I couldn't tell you anything about it. I just remember not liking it.
It's like from that. It's like from the era of like virtuosity and like.
And like those Jerry Bruckheimer action
Yeah,
movies
it's
that
one
came
of
out
like it's
every
like a low
weekend when I
budget
was in
Jerry
middle school.
Bruckheimer action movie. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't have quite the.
Who's the director of
magnitude.
that movie?
I'll look it
I
up.
feel like it might be someone.
I think it's still open. Here we go.
Yeah,
Chain reaction. Videos,
this is
photos.
also a funny
podcasts.
gag because it's
Andrew
basically
Davis.
That's
no Andrew Davis is.
Let's
a
see what
person.
else he directed.
I love this gag that he's got to
Oh,
like
shit.
masturbate to keep his cover. He's got to masturbate like a million times at the fertility clinic, and then he comes home and his wife is like trying to rekindle their romance.
He's just sitting on a
He's
sitting on a big pile of ice.
I love when he yells that.
Oh, all the Foley work, like all the like crashing noises.
Yeah, there's like all cartoon sound effects and wacky voices coming from the other side of the door.
All right, I'm gonna tell you guys. Andrew Davis, is that his name? Andrew Davis
Is he related to Jim Davis? Did he direct any of the Garfield movies?
Or John Davis.
What about
lead singer
Gina
of
Davis?
Korn?
No. Well, they're probably all related. I mean,
They're all Davises.
he directed The Fugitive in 1993.
Oh, I've heard
He
that.
directed Holes in 2003.
I've heard of Holes.
And he directed Under Siege in
Very familiar
1992.
Oh, so he's a guy.
And he also directed The Guardian in 2006. That's the only one I don't know.
Guardian.
He's
The
done a lot of
Guardian.
things.
A high school swim champion with a troubled past enrolls in the U.S. Coast Guard's
Oh,
A
The
school,
Guardian.
where
Oh.
legendary rescue swimmer Ben
Wait, is
Randall.
that Kevin Costner?
It
No, who
looks
is
like
that?
it's
Oh, Dennis
Ashton
Quaid, maybe.
Kutcher.
Oh,
Is
you
that-
know, I know, but the other person, he's like
It is,
mentored
it's
by
Costner. It's
Costner. Yeah,
Costner.
right.
Does the Guardian feature the Owls of Ga'Hoole?
No, not that The Guardian. The other The
Oh,
Guardian.
lame. It has Clancy Brown in it.
Sheep bleats.
I like that they show the clock too, and like hours go by when he's got the videotape, and then he comes out with a stack of semen cups.
Lady in the Tramp.
Though. Do you have Lady in the Tramp? That's so gross.
Do you have Spartacus?
He just likes spaghetti.
Spartacus.
He just keeps getting more disheveled.
Where did he get all those cups?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
The tape was very entertaining.
Do you have Spartacus? Oh my
boy.
gosh, this is an American classic. All right, let's talk about Anna Nicole Smith. I think she's really good in this.
She's pretty good. I actually think her worst line is is Harris's favorite joke from the whole movie, the cigarette thing. But you can't really go wrong with that. Her timing's pretty good.
It's such a tightly written joke that you can't miss.
She doesn't say it with as much confidence, I feel like, as like another actor might, but she also is, pretending that she's like a criminal trying to hide it.
I just realized that she has both of my favorite jokes in the movie. The cigarette one is my second favorite. My favorite is
I think I know it.
It's you're all man. I like that in a man.
I was certain it was going to be, have you seen my pigeon?
That's a good one too.
What a scene.
That's a good one too. Basically every joke that has to do with her is somehow amazing.
She's great in this. I remember the day she like passed away. It was like 2006 around then or something like that. And I like immediately watched this
Julie
movie.
Strain, a famous Penthouse centerfold / sci-fi actress, low budget actress, who also is dead. Very, young, I think.
Yeah, I didn't realize Anna Nicole Smith was only 39 when she died. I found that out
That's
today.
pretty.
Yeah, everyone in this movie's dead but OJ. Just clean living.
We still got Priscilla.
Priscilla
Oh yeah,
Presley.
she's still.
Oh, yeah,
she's
right.
still kicking.
That's true.
Yeah, everybody who's male, Harris.
Wow.
Yeah, Fred Ward. Yeah, all the villains from all these movies are dead.
The guy who plays like the Thelma and Louise villain guy, he plays a villain on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'm sure you guys didn't notice, but he's very good. He's a good.
He's got like the bikini boob hat.
Yeah.
That has top boob and under boob. I mean, come on.
In Star Trek, he's a villain also, but like he's kind of sexist, but he's wearing like all that makeup to make him look like an alien. So
But yet a similar hat though.
That's just his thing. It's like his rider.
Those kind of aliens don't have hats, but yes.
Did you notice he
It's
has
in
like
the man's contract.
above the fireplace? There's like muskets and Davy Crockett hats in his
Yeah.
house.
Oh my god, this is such a good
Oh,
gag.
the dry ice thing.
Yes, this is a great. This sequence is great. If the entire movie was as funny as this,
I really like
This is
her.
section, it would
I
be-
really like her nightie with the light up stuff.
I was a little sad that she took it off. Like I wanted
It's
her
the
to play
same
the whole
thing.
scene.
She just turned the lights
Yeah,
off.
no, but I wanted to play the whole scene with the lights flashing.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I love that. That's definitely not him.
Don't they always have him like
Yeah.
body doubled with some
Yeah.
muscle guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great gag. Yeah, her whole Thelma and Louise bit, this is good too. When she goes inside to change, and it's like a split second.
Oh yeah.
And in that time, she also called a cab,
yeah. And packed.
and
Yeah.
and the cab
And
has
submitted a song to a radio station.
Yeah, I love that the dedication of the radio station is like stop standing on the porch like an idiot and
You're
you're
letting
letting
the-
all the hot
you're letting the
air
heat
out
out.
and all. Yeah.
arrived.
Leslie's starting to look a little older in this one, but
I mean, he's old.
yeah, he's still so funny.
Well, he always had an old face, but yeah, he's definitely.
He definitely.
His
always-
face in that first scene, the train station scene, is like the funniest part because he's just like he continues to shoot a gun as if he's like paying attention to the fact that he's shooting his gun, and his face is like not present in that.
Yeah.
Like his face is like totally somewhere else.
There's like a newfound appreciation for his face acting watching this on mute also.
Yeah.
Like his voice is so sonorous, like that kind of takes you in.
Yeah,
But like he's acting.
yeah,
Yeah,
He's great.
he was definitely great at this. Like he got what the jokes require and what physically was required to sell this stuff.
yeah.
And it was mostly just like be overly serious about it, and but he really commits to it.
Yeah.
I love this. Is like such an LA house. Did you notice that when they pull up? I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know somebody who's lived in that house or rented that house or something.
That's like one of my favorite things to do is to find like filming locations.
And then just wait outside of them in the bushes.
Yeah.
Did you know this house is from Naked Gun 33 to 30?
Just goes up and knocks the door. He's like, "Hey, can I come inside and look at your house? I'm a huge Naked Gun 33."
I'm not gonna lie,
fan.
I've definitely gone to see the Poltergeist house in like Simi Valley or wherever. And I've told Harris this after our last recording. I was at UCLA recently for an event and standing outside this building, and all of a sudden, like, it was Colleen and I, and we were talking to, like, the two bartenders, and, like, I just interrupted the conversation. I was like, oh, my God. And everyone was like, what? And I was like, this building is from one of the most famous death scenes from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. And everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He took a picture and he showed me, and it's like this nondescript kind of tower.
I stood in the exact spot of, like, the framing of the shot, and I took the picture.
His description of it was like that he was just like so overjoyed at this.
I had to reassure them that I just saw, like, someone posted on Reddit. It was like they went to a bunch of filming locations and they showed the actual shot and then, like, what it looks like now back to back, and it was like very intense. They had, like, 100 different things, and one of them was the Nightmare on Elm Street. And I saw it and I was like, oh, UCLA, I'm going there soon.
They had so many things. They had 100 different things, and yet none of them were a life. So sad.
It is true. Yeah, great movie. We'll cover that series one day.
Oh God.
How many nightmares are there? 10? 15?
Great question. I think
35?
there's, if you count, like, reboots and stuff, there's probably like 11 or 12.
That's too many nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, we got to do the Fast series too.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Just
we'll never.
keep coming out.
Yep.
The irony is that will be the slowest series to do because it'll take forever.
Yes. Yeah, it takes us a really long time to do these movie series, so we tend to like, we're doing. I should announce. Actually, after this, we're doing it's a twofer year, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing another round of twofers.
Get excited.
Where we each picked a movie series that only consists of 2 movies.
Do we call that a series?
What do you call it? Franchise?
2 movies.
Well, any series is more than one thing, right?
On this podcast, it is, yes.
It's only a twofer until the world is ready for the third.
Yeah, that's true. We've had a couple of twofers that have this very year. We've had a couple of twofers.
Yeah, what were the last 3 twofers?
Well, Magic
that we did? We did
Mike
Magic
and
Mike
Creed
and Conan the Barbarian. Conan, I could see Arnold pulling out a third Conan at some point.
I would be 100% in for that.
Yeah, I heard they wanted to do one and call it like Conan the Legend of Conan.
They were about to say Conan the Letdown.
Geriatric Park.
Geriatric Park.
Conan the Septuagenarian.
So yeah, we've got to do another Magic Mike because the new one came out. And what was the other one you just said?
Creed.
Oh, Creed.
Creed.
Yep, still haven't seen it yet. I got confused. I accidentally listened to Creep, the Radiohead song, instead.
You had the band Creed right there, and you went with Creep, the Radiohead song.
No one should subject themselves to Creed.
I just wanted you to say it.
That's fair.
Wanted you to say it so you could take us higher.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, back to this.
Back to this. Something's happened.
I will give
a lot
Harris.
has
I'll throw Harris a bone here and say that this middle portion of the movie kind of lags for a bit,
Like
until it
basically
gets
almost to the award
Oscars.
ceremony, yeah. And then the award ceremony is okay, but still not as good as the other endings. Because you guys
the prison stuff is great.
Yeah.
There's moments of the prison stuff that
I think there's ups and downs with the prison stuff. And then I do like that they did a parody of Thelma and Louise, but that's not really a lot of the movie. That's only like a couple scenes.
I like the idea of it. I don't know that there was anything particularly hilarious about. Like, this is like one of those things that's like when the Denver jockstrap gag is not really.
That is like script wise, like writing wise, that is a funny word, like name.
Right, yes. But the whole setup is like not a great. This is like a funny side gag though of like the prison yard is like a playground. They got jungle gyms. They're doing jump rope and hopscotch. And
I feel like all the prison sets are all like filled with jokes.
Bocce, yeah.
So is he free, or did he land in like a pit of deadly dogs?
There's a sound effect that like of him getting shot or eaten by dogs.
Eaten by dogs, I thought.
I think it's eaten by dogs. Yeah, correct.
I thought that was Benedict Cumberbatch behind him for a second there.
Yeah.
Here's a question: as a police officer, are all of these guards like privy to his inside undercover?
No, they don't. I'm from watching like other shows about like undercover cops. Only like one person even knows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh, for like
the inmates could bribe the screws to rat him out.
Yeah,
can't trust anyone in prison.
Yeah, like the corrections officers they're not the same as detectives. You know, they don't. The mentality's not the same.
Yeah, and they probably don't get paid enough.
Yeah, they made
They're
it
like, I would totally rat out anybody.
This the guy who plays the cellmate, he looks so familiar to me, and I can't figure out what else I've seen him in. He's very funny.
Yeah.
I used to be white.
Nick the Slasher McGurk. I love that.
McGurk is one of those just funny names.
Yeah.
Like you can't go wrong with McGurk. Do you guys ever watch Home Movies?
The cartoon show?
Yeah,
on
the
Adult
cartoon
Swim?
show, yeah.
I have seen that, but
Yes. It's got a
not a
character.
lot.
H. John Benjamin plays a character named Coach McGurk on that, and it's hilarious.
oh, the coach character, he's
Yeah.
funny, I think. Yeah.
He is funny.
That's
I can't believe you guys haven't seen that.
I would
That's-
never expect that you would have watched that.
It's like
show.
one of the funniest shows that was ever on Cartoon Network.
I don't know. There's a lot of great Adult Swim shows. Like,
Yeah, but that's one of the best ones.
I never got too into the Adult Swim stuff. I don't know. Maybe I went to bed too early.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed it all.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. That was and like Squidbillies. There was like some that were just absurdist, and I didn't really get the humor. But Home Movies is funny, and obviously Dr. Katz is also.
I
funny.
love this. She never showed up.
I remember the scene from the trailer for this movie.
Yeah.
Colin thinks it's funny when women plummet to their deaths.
That's not
As long as
why.
they get eaten by sharks.
He's
as well.
getting milk delivered. I like that.
Also, why was she in like 17th century garb?
It's way funnier that way.
So did you guys read the bit about this scene? The
Yeah,
wedding?
this is actually the ending of Naked Gun 2.5.
Yeah, and that's why the car they drive in has solar panels on it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
yes.
the futuristic car, the electric car, or whatever.
Yeah, that and the other thing that's in this movie is they talk about he has this dream sequence where he's got a son, and this was supposed to be the ending of this movie, of like they come home and he's got a little boy that looks just like him, but they didn't think the kid was funny looking enough, so they
I
didn't
love
want.
the
I
kid.
mean,
He's so funny.
this
looking.
prosthetic
The
nose.
Yeah.
nose is doing a
But
lot.
they felt like that. They felt like that wasn't funny enough to end it on, so they ended it on. How does this movie end? Oh, at the delivery room.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The classic.
Oh, Randall Tex Cobb.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do a Randall Tex Cobb top 4. That would be pretty good.
Okay, fine. Let's do that.
I have to think he's given a real toothbrush from like the state. Why is he using a toilet brush?
Because it's mean.
Because he prefers it.
He's a prison guy.
He
He's a
likes
mean,
the toilet
mean
brush. He
old
likes to brush
prison
his teeth
man.
with the toilet brush. That's how you
It's
know he's
it's
rough and
creepier because
tumble.
he's like the rapey one.
Yeah.
But he just wants to have good breath, so he's like he's doing it.
No,
with
he
heart.
doesn't want to have good breath.
No, he's thoughtful. He's gonna brush with a toilet brush.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Between this movie,
Is it not good?
and
Oh, well, yeah, we can play
His
top
top 4.
Yeah, I've seen 3 of these movies. I haven't seen the last one.
I'm trying to think. I know he was in another prison movie.
He's got that face.
Real quick, I was just gonna say between this movie and Robin Hood Men in Tights, when I was a kid, I thought chastity belts were hilarious.
I kind of never understood them. I was like, how do you pee? What is this? But yeah, they were a common gag in old movies that.
Yeah.
Did they actually exist? Are they a thing?
In reality, they were like a medieval like torture thing.
yeah, that's what I
like-
would think.
Yeah. Which is like
It
real
doesn't
gross.
look comfortable.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Are we playing top 4?
Are we really doing this? I don't know another.
I
movie
couldn't
that
think of
that
any
guy's
other
in.
movie this guy's in.
All right. Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is correct.
That is correct.
Harris gonna play by himself.
Yep.
Shit. Well, I might be out already.
You fool! You just wanted to say Raising
this-
Arizona.
This is correct. Yes, Naked Gun.
That
on a
is
roll.
correct.
2 for 4
Um,
now.
There was another prison movie with a shower scene, but a more serious one. I want to say,
Arlie Ermey's in this. We could have done him.
oh yeah, Arlie Ermey's a good one too.
Okay, the prison movie thing is wrong. All right,
okay.
I'm going to give you a big hint. This movie has Courtney Cox and Dan Marino.
Oh, Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura is correct.
Nice.
All right, and then the
Oh,
last
there's a
That
prison scene in
is
Ace Ventura. I think
correct.
that's the one that he's in. I think that's what I was thinking of.
one. Yeah, that might be correct, but it's not a prison movie.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
All right, here's the synopsis for the last one. 10 years after his son went MIA in Vietnam, U.S. Marine retired Colonel Jason Rhodes assembles a private rescue team to find Americans held in POW camps in Laos.
Is it MIA?
No, and it's not Predator.
Oh, damn.
Oh shit.
What are we? Homo sapiens?
Where's that guy?
That's right.
I don't know, Colin.
This
I
movie
think
stars
that's a
Gene
joke.
Hackman and Patrick Swayze. It also has Robert Stack
Wow, all-star cast.
and Fred Ward. Fred Ward's in it.
What?
Why not?
Yeah.
But we don't know it.
It's
Just tell
called
us.
Uncommon Valor.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I would
definitely
never have gotten
wouldn't
that.
It's clearly like a
Uncommon
Vietnam
movie.
Like-
This riot looks great. He
I
pops
feel like
this guy's
from the
head off.
years like 1980 to 19 like
He yanks the guard's head off.
They're playing Twister. Come on.
Apparently,
Twister's great. Yeah.
Apparently, they got real biker gangs to play these inmates because they want them to look like legitimately tough.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize they got like 4 different biker gangs that all hated each other, and then somehow everyone was just cool on the set. Like they didn't. There was no problems.
How do you have a real fight on this set though? I mean, come on.
Yeah, you'd think.
I think the eating the paper thing is really funny. Like
yeah,
especially
no,
all the
that-
different ways he does it.
I think this is that's maybe the best gag in the prison sequence.
Can't we all just get along?
I think that's actually like one of the least funny jokes in the movie is him just saying, "Can't we all just get along?"
It's all the we talked about this in
a little
Naked Gun
played
2.5.
out.
It's like all the jokes that were like in the moment
Mhm.
don't really age well, and really honestly I don't think they age well in the moment because it's not really a joke. It's just like something that somebody said.
Oh yeah. Do you want to be in the gang? Do you have a dental plan? Full coverage. It's a good plan. I've had better because he ate the
He
plan.
ate the plan.
Oh my god, they got Tyrone.
Great. And then the whole bit with them, again, it's like, it seems like they're spoofing Shawshank Redemption, which hadn't
is.
come out yet.
Oh, it hadn't.
I don't think so. Oh, it's the same year.
Yeah,
Like-
because they do the dirt, taking the
Yeah.
like he's shaking the dirt out of his pants was just directly from the Shawshank Redemption. So they
Well,
must have.
Shawshank was a book.
I mean, yeah, you could argue
Yeah,
that.
it was a short story. I don't know how detailed it was, but
They must have said
They-
that he was digging his way out in the story.
But don't they play the music from The Great Escape? Isn't that the thing that they're spoofing?
yeah.
Maybe.
Did they also? I can't remember. Did they also sneak dirt out in the Great Escape in their pants? The mannequins in the cellar.
Lights out, McGurk.
He's feeding the guy like the fat Pigpen character that's just eating the dirt.
I think this is one of the less funny jokes.
His bed is made of dirt.
He's reading
He's
a book
reading
about dirt.
Reading the book about
So
dirt's
dumb.
pretty good.
Oh boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, the head first slide into the dirt pile.
Yeah.
He'd
Good
say,
stuff. I don't think he touched the base though.
Yeah, he did from the bottom.
one of my favorite gags is during this scene, this Thelma and Louise scene that we're about to watch.
I like
they're
how she's
singing
emotional
98
now
bottles
because
of beer.
I like how she's emotional because they're playing their song, 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Don't they also have Ding Dong the Witch is Dead? Isn't that
Yeah,
also a song?
that was in two.
That's
yeah.
the other one. Yeah.
When she shakes her and her hair changes. And then her, like,
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
stupid
She
and
got
perfect.
shaking hair
The
change.
perm and the Tina
Yikes.
Turner hair.
Yikes. They take the moose head. That's great. Oh, here he is. Our
Yeah.
Star Trek guy.
This guy is, super creepy.
Yeah, at this point I'm just kind of missing the Oscar stuff. I just want them to get
Yeah,
there.
the Oscars is so good. I'm ready and waiting.
I think you're right, and you're in agreement with me that this one's better than the second one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say it's because of your theory that this movie has like a finale, like
Yes,
a
absolutely.
big location, like the baseball scene from the first movie, and then this has this,
Absolutely.
and the second movie just doesn't have that.
The second movie just has a ballroom. That's
I think you guys overvalue the big, huge ending, whatever. I think that this movie just has so many dead spots in the middle. And it's also, I don't think these like direct spoofs of things like the directly spoofing Thelma and Louise and some of those just don't feel very Naked Gunny to me. It just feels like how we said the second one is the one that's the most like political and topical. And this one is the most
movie referential,
which I don't think works as well as
you might
the
be on
gags.
something there, because I feel like that the later spoof movies, like the scary movies and the epic movies, and
all they
what
did
have
was
you, that's
movie
all they did,
referential,
exactly,
yeah.
and that's why they are not good to me.
Yeah,
but this is somewhere in between. Like there's a real reason for him to like go undercover in the prison, and like story wise,
There's something exciting about watching a movie that's just like regular comedy, and then they throw a movie reference in there and you get it, I know what this is from. Like that is part of the fun of it, but like when it's just constant movie references, I guess.
right. And I also think it's funnier when they take like the tropes of a genre and spoof them rather than directly spoofing scenes and moments from an existing movie, which it's not like he's
this
got
one
the
is
dirt
kind
on
of
his
this
head.
one's kind of in between that. Yeah, with the dirt stuff and the
there are a lot of funny things in this movie. It's not a bad movie. I'm just saying it's my least favorite of the three.
I'm glad they kept the writing desk in the jail cell.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, nobody notices. Oh my God. Oh, this mom is great.
There's some nice cars in this movie, like 50s cars. What the mom drives, and then
There's also some like dated like this, LA gang culture of like an LA high school, and it's like they're all gangbangers that just immediately shoot at them. There's some real like
And later, LA is on fire. Like
Yeah,
with
well,
Oscars.
even the nerds have
Even the
guns.
nerds.
though.
there's some real like old white guy jokes about
But this
urban
was
culture in this movie.
Well, I'm sorry, I forgot what year it was. 1994, right?
Mhm.
We've already talked about how in 1994 there was this whole thing. Demolition Man, Predator
Yes.
2.
Yeah,
What was the other one? There was a third one that had like
A destroyed Los Angeles.
like
Terminator 2?
in the early
that's
90s, the early 90s LA assumed that mid 90s LA was going to be a hellscape. For
yeah.
whatever
Well,
reason.
early '90s LA was assuming that it was going to continue to get worse as it had for like a decade,
Yeah.
and instead it
Well, even
almost
this,
immediately
they're-
started getting better.
They're like live from Hollywood, and they showed like the city.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's on
exactly. It's on fire,
yeah.
I think Frank Drebin and Ma's interactions are a high point of this movie. Just how many times like she doesn't like him, and yet like they have the makeout scene, and
Yeah,
they're
they
just like
kiss.
there's just a lot of really funny moments there.
She's giving me major Mama Fratelli vibes.
Yes, I was actually just thinking that. I was going to say earlier that she is the same person, but she's not. I love it when she's driving the truck and the wheel is gigantic, and then the gear shift, everything is just gigantic in the cab. This is the same house from The Great Outdoors.
Oh, really?
With Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is a great movie.
Interesting.
You can really
Where
tell
can
from
we
the
go to
mantle
this
shot.
location? Where is that? I want to see that in real life.
Yeah, we should. It's probably Big Bear.
Probably.
Let's go to Big Bear. Rent the Great Outdoors cabin.
We should do a podcast that's just all about movie locations, and we record at them.
Yeah. But like
We don't ask permission.
we should say we should also say very little. Like we're here.
Yeah. It's
Wow,
a 3-hour
neat.
podcast.
And now we're running.
again. Can you believe we did it again? I can barely believe we did it again, but we did do it again.
Matt's favorite joke of the movie.
I said in the last episode.
The legs that don't stop.
Yeah, there's 2 sets of knees.
And one of them's like really off.
Yeah, they're like Barbie knees.
Just-
Again, the mom with a killer line coming up.
oh, yeah.
Oh, my bathing suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta love that.
All the delivery.
I had to watch out. She made me as a cop. I'd be tonight's meatloaf.
This does have the two.
I can tell just by looking at you, you're all woman.
I was talking about your mother.
They also have the 2 lines in this where it's like the hard-boiled detective voiceover where he's like a blind man in an orgy, I'd have to feel things out.
Like a midget at a
Like a midget at a urinal.
have to stay on my toes. Yeah, it's like I kind of wish they'd done those more often in this movie and in all the Naked Guns, because they're really 2 of the better jokes in the entire franchise.
Well, I like when they're doing voiceover and he's in the prison and he's like, "Can you keep it down? I'm trying to go to bed."
Yeah.
It's a pretty cheap joke, but it's like it lands for me every time.
Are you a cop?
I will say, okay, so like in a few minutes they'll do like a reference to Beavis and Butthead. That feels totally dated.
That is
and like
the worst joke.
unnecessary.
In this movie.
But at the time, Beavis and Butthead was so huge, it was like
But it was almost like, again, like guys who are kind of out of touch and older are like, hey, what are the kids like? Oh, the Beavis and Butthead thing. Let's just have them do the Beavis and Butthead voices.
It's funny because I remember seeing this in the theater, and like the 3 or 4 jokes we've called out that are like, you know, too juvenile. Like those were my favorite jokes.
Yeah, of course. Like, at the time, some of them are too like of their time. I think we criticized at least the second one for also having a few jokes that were just way too of their time.
I think the whole scene when he's at the sperm bank, when I saw this as a kid, like completely went over my head.
I was thinking the same thing, and I was probably, you know, I'm a few years older, and I still was like, wait, why would he not want to have sex with the woman after he masturbated all day?
Yeah.
as a 15-year-old, I think this makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
He should definitely, you know, still have something left to give there. I usually wear a fuller cut.
Your old man.
Your old man. I like that in my men. It's so good. Oh boy.
Man. She's surprising.
I forgot about that.
That's a really good delivery too, by her.
Yeah, she's surprisingly good in this.
Yeah, she's
It's kind of unfortunate, like the world remembers her from her latter years with like the reality show because she like was pretty beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Was the reality show? I don't remember a lot about it. Like
She just
it was just her.
She was a hot mess. Yeah,
She was kind of just
she
like
gained
on
weight,
drugs
right?
all the time.
Well,
gained
she was.
weight.
Yeah, she gained weight. She was on drugs.
Right,
She,
yeah, okay.
You know, and
That was back in the era of reality TV where like you could straight up put someone like on really hard drugs on TV.
Oh yeah, like Whitney
It was
Houston.
like, it
yeah.
was like if you had problems, they were like, "Oh, let's film your problems, and nobody's going to worry about
Well,
whether
like,
you're okay or not."
Reality TV is so much more sophisticated now. You go back and you watch reality TV from like the 2000s and like you're going to see people like doing cocaine and like being fucking wasted and like openly drinking. Like you can see what they're drinking and stuff. You know what I mean? Like now everything is like very carefully like part of the budget of a reality show is like, what are all the cups going to look like so we can put whatever they're drinking in there and not say what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's something to be said there. You can kind of argue. So in the early 2000s, like with Survivor and, you know, Bachelor and all those, American Idol, whatever, like reality TV kind of like took over, you know, and that's like the big talking, like everybody was watching some reality show at that time.
Were we talking about like, there was that big writer's strike for a while in reality TV, like,
That was a couple years
real
later.
Yeah, that was
heavy,
later, but it definitely was like, but it was, they were realizing, hey, this shit's cheap to produce. We can make 1 million of episodes. We don't have to write anything. We don't have to like, you know.
But I was going to say, you could argue that it sort of brought on the golden age of TV where like we're getting all these like really good cable shows, like, you know, whatever.
Gotta up their game a little bit.
They had kind of had to make it a little more adult. And that's kind of where TV's at now. Reality TV now, it's like, yeah, so different. I don't know.
I like that Fred Ward keeps on calling him kid.
Yeah.
It's like clearly years
younger.
older. Like take him under his wing.
the Slasher. He calls him Slasher a lot too, I think.
This is a stupid joke, too.
Yeah. But I do like, you know, they kind of ruin the moment with the Beavis and Butthead thing because I like the reaction of all their like just the way their faces look when they've been like singed by the blast and
the binoculars
all
melt.
sitting,
Yeah.
the binoculars melt. They're all looking through like tinted glasses and he's looking at it through binoculars. It's just so dumb. Oh boy.
I love that.
The envelope machine. Yeah, they built a robot to take a thing out of an envelope just to blow it up.
You got to do tests.
Yep.
It's the bomb.
Sawdust and mildew.
I can't wait till they get to that part. It's like the next scene, I think.
Yeah, the hair and makeup for this, like, them post-explosion is really good.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job, hair and makeup crew.
Yes, America would be brought to its knees.
Yeah,
I love
see?
this guy.
Pap Schmear is just like circling the Oscars in a helicopter to watch the bomb go off.
He dressed up for it, though. Yeah, here's your shot right here. This is like, Demolition Man. They use the same shot.
The stars are shining bright.
The Shrine Theater.
Yeah. I used to live right around the block from the Shrine Theater. There he is.
I've seen a show there. I've parked in the parking lot.
I love that in this universe, Weird Al Yankovic and Vanna White are like the two of the biggest stars in the world.
At the Oscars. They're here finally.
And Phil Donahue is there too.
It was 1994. That's
The gag about him looking like Phil Donahue is it's a funny concept that doesn't really, I don't know that it ever made me laugh, but I love the idea that, like, who does Leslie Nielsen look like? Well, there's a guy who he actually does look a lot like.
Yeah.
it's just him in glasses.
It's like Phil Donahue's puking in a tuba. It's kind of like the Enrico Palazzo thing, where just everything he does, it's like, oh, I don't think we should invite Phil Donahue back next year.
Raquel Welch's delivery of Jesus, Phil. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's great.
This guy who plays the producer of the Oscars, like he's pretty funny.
Stuff.
I like how he thinks his career's over, and then by the end he's like, "Wait, this is my best work."
I told him I could do drama.
Sandals and loincloth, sweaty boat.
Some of these Oscars jokes are so fucking funny.
Honestly, like in the great debate of 2 versus 3, like the Oscars whole segment, like that would be the only reason why this might inch out.
Yeah,
so good. Especially all the best actress nominees, like what they're nominated for, and like every single one of them is like their portrayal of this set against the backdrop of this. And every time it's
The
so
Donner
funny.
Party.
Yeah, yeah, it's very good.
The Native American.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they had the most fun writing for this. Like you can just tell this was going to be the crown.
It's it's like what's every joke that's happened at the Oscars in the past like 50 years. Let's get it in here. This guy with the popping
The bubble wrap.
I love her disappointed faces. Like, why isn't my trick working?
Isn't that a bit unusual?
What does he say? It's happened to me a couple of times.
Oh boy.
I love the gag of like when the cops show up, they always park like too close to the car next to them so they can't get out. She's actually great in this too. In all these movies, I think we've talked about how great she is. And like, what did she really do? Oh, this is great too.
The tassels thing.
This guy's face.
Yeah, when he starts popping the bubbles, though, it's so funny.
She's like, Anna Nicole Smith is like trying to seduce this guy, and she takes her dress off, and he doesn't care.
Why did you say that like you were trying to seduce the audience? Anna Nicole Smith
trying to seduce
Just
the
bringing you in.
Anna Nicole Smith is trying to seduce this guy.
That's the NPR segment of our show. Where I sit and talk like this.
What the devil were they on about?
This is the part of the show where you just sit and watch the movie.
Oh, it's so good though. They just try to walk into the Oscars.
Have we totally run out of steam? Is that what's going on now?
Mr. De Niro. That's so stupid.
Movie stars only. Come on. I've got a
Movie
better
stars like Vanna White.
They don't know what Weird Al looks like at all somehow. It's just like, oh, you have the invitation. Elliot Gould, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we do an Elliot Gould top 4?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We got a little time. Wait, but isn't this the best actress ones? Like these are so funny.
This one is, set against.
Yeah.
Like, why did all of these famous people do this movie? Like, who lost a bet? Who was just like, we're renting out the shrine. Let's do it.
Oh, what's her name? Mary Lou Retton?
Mary Lou Retton. Yeah, one woman's struggle to overcome the death of her cat set against the Hindenburg disaster.
I mean, Mary Lou Retton between this and Scrooge.
Morgan Fairchild, The Final Proposal, one courageous pioneer woman's triumph over bulimia set against the background of the Donner Party crossing.
That's so funny.
That's such a good joke. That is a great joke.
For our listeners at home who don't know, the Donner Party involves cannibalism. So like bulimia and you get it.
Fill in the blanks.
The nuance. You get it.
Get it.
I love that Harris knew that off the top of his head. Oh my god! And then at the end, everyone's popping the bubble wrap. So good.
Shannon Doherty, basic analysis.
Yeah, yeast infection.
One woman's. It's set against the tragic Buffalo Bills season of 1991. Oh my god, so good.
The tragic.
I kind of want to make that movie now. You think we can get Shannon Doherty to sign on to that?
Oh, she's great.
There's another.
You think if you
dinosaur
pitch Shannon Doherty a movie about her overcoming a yeast infection set against the tragic Buffalo Bills season of 1991, she would remember
I don't
that
know.
was the
She
joke
might
for
not.
this?
She
Like,
might
would she
not.
get
I want
it,
to
or
give
would
her
she-
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, would she get it, or would she just be like, I've been in a
But
lot of
it's not her
movies.
line. Like, I don't think she would
Right.
know. It's not her line. She doesn't say it in the film. She's just sitting there. She maybe didn't even hear it said.
That's a
You
good.
know what I mean?
That was a good joke too. Of like the extreme. This is at an era where like while every year somebody had like some kind of insane Oscar dress, and they just had a woman in a whipped cream gown that is all rubbing off on the guy she's with, the tuxedo of the guy she's.
All right, Elliot Gould, top 4 known for.
Are we really doing this?
Let's go.
Yes, Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11 is correct.
That is correct.
That's the one I was gonna say. Ocean's
13.
Ocean's 13 is correct.
Yeah.
That
But
is
Matt,
correct.
Matt, it was not your turn. Now it's your turn, Matt.
I don't know. Ocean's 12.
Ocean's 12 is incorrect.
Fuck.
What a loser.
Yeah, everyone knows Ocean's 12 is the worst one. The Long Goodbye.
The Long Goodbye is correct.
Oh no way!
That is
I was going on
correct.
that Altman role.
Yeah, that
So we have 3
Robert
already?
Altman
got 3 of them.
hasn't done you wrong.
Damn it.
Harris today.
Yep, very good.
He might not do you wrong. Robert Altman.
Is that a hint about the?
Oh, there's another one.
What was another Robert Altman Elliot Gould movie? That's
No.
Oh, you're gonna kick yourself when you don't realize which one it is.
I am passing.
Nashville.
Nashville is incorrect.
I feel like we should just now this has become a Robert Altman top 4. I'll go with The Player because
The player's incorrect.
So Phil Donahue for real would not have made that climb before the stairs left.
that's probably true.
Yeah.
Matt, you got a Robert Altman guess?
Which ones have we said already? Nashville.
The Player, Nashville, and the one that was right, Long Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Shortcuts.
Shortcuts is incorrect.
Oh, man, was he in one?
It's almost like we've said all the movies that Robert Altman has done. All the movies that Robert Altman has done.
I'm not getting the.
That's a great hint.
That is a
You
great
get it,
hint.
don't you?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it. I'll just say it. It's MASH.
Oh, it's MASH.
It's MASH.
I said it first.
That
very
is
good.
correct.
Very good.
I didn't know we can go into television
Very
shows.
good. Nicely done, Colin.
But MASH the movie
Got
is
it,
directed by
got it.
Robert
I would
Altman.
like to congratulate Colin on a great hint because I've often mocked him for being bad at the hints. That
I'm
was
excellent at the hints.
Yeah, that was very good.
The deadpan reading of the teleprompter.
Hold for laughter
All
and
parts.
To Phil, gets me out of breath just watching you. Oh, Phil. I'm supposed to read.
Did she just die too?
I think she
Pick
did.
Yeah.
up the envelope.
Yep.
Raquel Welch just died?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
that's
recently.
This movie's cursed.
Oh
All
my
these old
God.
people are dying.
Oh my god, this Mother Teresa musical. I have
I love
distinct
food,
memories
I love
of singing these lyrics,
The dancing is so over the top.
stealing the kids' crutch.
She knocks over whatever they're cooking. Oh my god.
People just clapping.
X2, the
The
merchandise.
merchandising.
Have you guys watched History of the World Part 2, the new
Yeah, I have actually.
Hulu show? Is it any good?
It's okay.
good parts.
There's ups and downs.
Wow.
There-
Wow. Has that been out like even 2 weeks? And yet 2 of you have already watched it? That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
I'm a dork. I like comedy shows.
I'm just impressed.
I'm a loser.
I don't have anything else to do.
My life is done. No.
I'm a big fan of the movie.
Oh, the lottery thing.
Oh yeah.
We got to get over there right now. The lottery numbers get announced. They all run back in the room.
OJ was practicing his like stabbing motions.
I mean, this is right before, like months, right?
Yeah.
That is.
He was, I think the reason he won the Razzie for Worst Actor, which never would have happened, except that he was literally about to go on trial for murder when the Razzies came out.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh, man, yeah.
Have I ever told you my O.J. Simpson story?
No.
I'm glad we have.
Oh my
you met
goodness.
OJ?
I have met O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
So,
Tell us.
His daughter went to my college. She was a freshman there when I was a senior. And like parents' weekend or whatever, it was also the weekend of like the show, and I was in a musical. So my whole family was there. So my grandfather, we were like wheeling him around in a wheelchair, but he was like just wanted to be hanging out with us. And a friend of mine comes out of a restaurant that we're going into, and she goes, "You will not believe who's inside. O.J. Simpson is inside." And my grandfather, who's in a wheelchair at the time, stands up, runs inside, and we
Got his autograph?
like approach him, and he's like, "Number 70, whatever, the juice. I was there in 71 when you won the Heisman." Like he was just like bullshitting with him and like making friends and hugging him. And we're just like all just
He doesn't
standing
know about
away.
the murder part?
It probably does, but he doesn't care.
Okay.
We're just like
loves football.
standing away and like letting them talk. And then my grandpa waves me over.
Oh, no.
And
Tell
he's
me
like,
you have like a family photo with O.J. Simpson.
I wish I did, but no. He said, "This is my grandson. He's like, we're here to see his show this week." And he's like, OJ takes my hand and shakes it, and it's no joke the biggest hand I've ever encountered in real life. And he goes, "I hear you're doing a little bit of acting tonight. I did a little bit of acting too once in my day."
No.
Wow.
How full circle is it that you're here?
I want to say referring to the movies, but in my head I was like, on the stand when you murdered someone. But
I hope you kill it tonight. Something I also know a little bit about.
Oh.
yeah, so that was weird. But that's O.J. Simpson. Here
It'd
we
be
go.
really weird if he told you to slay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cut it up.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I mean, by all accounts, a very nice guy, except for a couple of occasions when he wasn't.
I mean, Hitler was very organized.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know what I would do if I was put in that position where you're like forced to shake his hand, kind of. You know,
I was just leaning real close and be like, "You can be honest with me."
Yeah,
We're all friends here.
Yeah,
Come on, we're actors.
Come on, give me the down low.
I knew it was you. Weird Al.
Are we saying Leslie Nielsen is 6'2"? Because Vanna White just said he's like
Yeah.
6'2".
Is that
That's pretty
his
tall.
height? Let's look it up. I'll look it up. You guys stall for time while I look up. I also really like the dance number part. It's really
Yeah,
fun.
that is pretty good.
Oh,
Yep.
and whatever they say. Oh, yeah, when they say if a bomb goes off at the Oscars, that'll be a tragedy, and then he says unless it's during a dance number. So good.
It is. The dance number is really funny because it's like a good dance number, and he is just disastrous the entire time.
It reminds me of watching Kevin Nash in Magic Mike.
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like the one guy who like doesn't.
The one
know
guy who
what he's
can't
doing.
dance and doesn't know what he's doing. And they find new ways for him to fail at being a part of this dance number.
Google says his height is 6'1", and then
Wow.
also if you look at him in comparison to some of those dancers, he's not really shorter than any of
Yeah,
them.
the truth is he's always like towering over Priscilla Presley in their scenes.
It's funny because he kind of has like old man posture a little bit. You know, he's
Yeah.
always kind of he's not hunching necessarily, but he's like doesn't look like he's standing upright.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
he's 6'1", but he was 6'2" in his prime.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense too because he's got that kind of leading man thing going on, which is
When
such a
he
cheap joke.
copies the choreography. Like,
Because they're all holding
he slides through their legs and hits every one of them in the nuts, and they're all holding their nuts. So he copies them and holds his nuts because he's trying to follow the dance number.
I really enjoy
So
when
good.
like the choreography has them all passing the canes in one direction, and then he drops them all into a big pile on stage.
And meanwhile, the director of the show is just getting more and more miserable. Yeah. Oh boy.
this performer,
so good.
Pia Zadora, is actually like a pretty prominent, like Liza Minnelli-ish kind of character.
Yeah. Yep.
She gets like opening credit billing right under Ellen Greene, which I thought was interesting. Like,
Wow.
A lot of times that's how they convince people to do shit like this. You know, it's
Yeah.
like we'll give you top billing.
Well, and also this is her. Like she really wasn't much of a movie actress. She didn't have much of a film career. And I think she made like most of her fame was from being a song and dance person. And how often do you get to be a song and dance person in a movie? So
Yeah.
it was kind of like it's so
And it
funny.
is, yeah. I mean,
It is really
great
good.
bit.
Yeah.
She seems very petite as well. She seems like
She was,
oh yeah, she's like 5 foot
5
nothing,
foot.
I think.
as a child star, she was in a very famous movie that many of you probably haven't seen called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Wow.
And she played the lead alien
good.
Martian princess in that movie.
We'll put that on the list.
Yeah. It's like known as one of like the worst movies in history.
We love a tuba gag.
What if you believe in Christmas though?
Oh, well, yeah, or Martians. Either
Or
way,
Martians.
it becomes more meaningful either way.
I believe in Christmas and I believe in Martians, but I don't believe in them together.
I believe in two things: Christians, Martians, and America.
This part coming up was probably my favorite joke as a kid, and now it's like my least favorite joke. The shadow.
The shadow penis?
Oh, yes, the shadow penis. Yes,
That was your favorite joke as a kid?
I thought it was hilarious.
Dicks are hilarious.
dicks are pretty funny, especially ones that are like crooked as a fucking candy cane.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the censors were like, you can't show a shot of a dick. Okay, now you can because it's like a clown dick.
Right. It's cartoonish.
It's wait, what's clownish about that dick? I
don't know,
it
just
looked,
make-
thought it looked pretty normal to me.
Wait, what do you mean, guys?
I love his face.
His face, yeah.
When did the Crying Game come out?
Like right before
Because
this.
I think this is like another direct movie reference that has not aged well for a number of reasons.
Yeah, because Ace Ventura came out the same year, and they did a Crying Game.
yeah,
with it, too.
everyone wanted the hot girl to have a penis.
James
That's-
Earl Jones delivery. It looks like Phil Donahue puking in a tuba.
Throwing up with a tuba. Honestly, yeah, like him throwing up is not that funny, but situationally, him throwing up in a tuba in front of James Earl Jones on the Oscars stage, that's funny.
Yep. I kind of feel like they didn't push the gag as far as they could have, because I would have had the tuba guy's like cheeks expand.
Oh, yeah, that's
too
true.
much.
Yeah, I mean physically
not how tubas
impossible,
work.
but yeah,
I mean,
physically impossible.
they did
but
that
still.
water explosion in the second one
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
cheeks. I think that was enough.
Yeah. Wait, that couldn't
Indecent
happen?
Instincts and Sawdust and Mildew.
Every one of these movies was a box office hit except for one, setting up the joke.
It's the bomb.
My money's on Sawdust and Mildew.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and they're about to announce the award, Best Picture.
Let's do the top 4 Olympia Dukakis. I would kill at that.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Sure. Hold on.
I only have one.
I don't.
I
think
only
I
have
have
one
two.
guess.
I have 0. Oh wait, I
Think
mean
I
this
have-
movie.
1 or 2. It's the bomb.
They're so
Sawdust and
excited.
Mildew. I love their faces. So good. Oh my god, the faces of the producers of Sawdust and Mildew. Oh yeah, I forgot when he shoots the
Nobody
gun
move.
into the air.
Everybody freeze and nobody gets hurt. Well, from now on.
Yeah. All right, Olympia Dukakis, IMDb, known for. Who's first?
Paul, you're up.
I mean, I gotta go. Moonstruck.
Oh, you took
Moonstruck
the
is
easy one.
correct.
That is correct.
Gosh, is she in one of those? Is she in like? Wait, what, is it that one? Steel Magnolias? Is that it?
Steel Magnolias is correct.
That is
that was my
correct.
I have a
Was she in My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
no.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding is incorrect.
Probably not on there, but she definitely was in it. Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking is incorrect.
Oh man,
I might be at a loss.
Are we at the hint round?
we are.
Yes.
Okay.
Big time hint round.
This movie from 2011 is about a lesbian couple escaping from their nursing home and heading up to Canada to get married.
Oh, that classic.
A barn burner.
Yeah. How many Oscars did it win again? Just so I can
Probably all of them.
differentiate between the other lesbian
Road
Canadian road trip drama.
So 2011, she played Stella. Okay, and the other movie is from 2007. In it, a sleazy writer has a chance to redeem himself when he goes to stay with his grandmother and befriends the neighbors. It also has Adam Brody, who was the star of The OC, and Kristen Stewart, who is from Twilight, and Meg Ryan.
Have we ever abandoned a top 4 in the middle of the game?
Wait, can you tell me the plot again for that?
A
2007?
sleazy writer has a chance to redeem himself when he goes to stay with his grandmother and befriends the neighbors.
This is a funny moment
Best.
when he trades the gun for the envelope and everyone slaps their heads.
How many takes did that take?
Oh my god. His logic is like, oh wait, you're the madman. You should have the bomb. I'm the cop. I should have the gun.
I love that. Well, I'm going out happy. Just kisses a woman.
Mind if
I know this is this dumb complaint to have in a movie like this, but I wish they had come up with something more clever than he talks about picking his wedgie and then just slaps the envelope out of it.
That's the joke.
It's
Is
so
that it's
good.
so
That's so
stupid.
Yeah, I just feel like there had to be
a man's got to go comfortable. Like, come on, that's so funny.
It's that it's so dumb. Like, why would he let him?
He's like, and he just accepts it. All right, should I just tell you what these movies
Yeah, these
are?
sound like movies that
This
don't
sounds
exist.
like the next series that you guys are watching.
Yeah, In the Land of Women is the one starring Adam Brody from The OC with Kristen Stewart.
Okay.
It sounds excellent. I want to watch
I
it.
remember that movie vaguely coming out.
Yeah, it had Meg Ryan. It can't be bad. All right, and the movie where a lesbian couple escape from their nursing home and head up to Canada to get married. Along the way, they pick up a young male hitchhiker. Oh, I didn't read that part the first time.
And then they
Oh, well,
stop
that-
being lesbian.
Oh, well, it's clearly.
I don't even see who the young male hitchhiker is.
Who is the second lesbian?
Who's the
Brenda
lead?
Fricker?
Sure.
Oh, good old Brenda Fricker.
It also has Kristen Booth.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a star-studded cast. I'm surprised we haven't all seen it.
It's called Cloudburst.
God, I never heard of that.
Cloudburst.
It's directed by Thom Fitzgerald and written
Thom.
by Thom Fitzgerald. It might be Tom. I'm not sure.
I'm going to go with Tom.
Oh, Thom Fitzgerald.
I think it's Thom Fitzgerald. We'll get it corrected at some
All right.
point.
Well, that was the worst top 4 ever.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
on that note, should we start summarizing our
Yeah, we
thoughts
should
about
probably
this movie?
start-
We're kind of at the
This
end.
movie
here.
that's getting towards the
Wait,
finish.
so she wasn't in the Olympics? How'd she get her name?
Oh, it's that time.
Olympia Dukakis.
Colin's making even worse puns.
I'm surprised you didn't go with like the state of Washington or
I love this very cartoonish death.
Oh yeah, right.
He's reading the Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty good.
I like that the guy is
production
propelled into this helicopter with such force that his head knocks a man off the toilet.
design. That's physics.
Yep.
They clap. Like people just got killed in front of you, and they're just like clapping.
And you know what the saddest thing is? We'll never know what won Best Picture this year.
Well, it was a bit of a moonlight
it's Sawdust
La La
and
Land
Mildew.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. It was they were making jokes about the Oscars that hadn't even happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go first. This is a very funny movie. It's got a lot of really good jokes in it. I enjoy it immensely. It is the least funny of the 3 Naked Gun movies,
Wrong.
but
Wrong.
not by a lot. It's pretty good. The Oscar section's great. The beginning's great. There's a lot of fun gags in the prison. It has a lot of really good jokes and a lot of lame jokes and a lot of jokes that haven't aged well. And probably less jokes per minute that land than any of the other movies, even though it does have sequences that are fucking brilliant. And that is why I give it. I came into this ready to give it a 5, but I'm going to give it
Double that.
6 Timothy Dolphins
46.
for being a very, very funny movie.
So that's a 10 from Harris.
All right. A healthy 6. Okay. Who wants to go next? Paul, why don't you go?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, of the 3,
Wait, did you do the dolphin sound effect?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I just don't have headphones on.
I don't.
I will say of the 3, it's definitely number 3 for me. A lot of the
Smart man.
jokes
Very
don't
smart.
have lasting power. Like I said before, the one thing that saves it is the whole Oscar 20 minutes at the end is just really, really tight, really great writing. I feel like we underutilized OJ and George Kennedy. Like there's like kind of like add-ons and things. And that was that stuff I really liked the most about the first 2.
Yeah, they're core guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the first time I watched this, when Matt asked me to do this podcast, was after like a 14-hour flight, and I was jet lagged, so I kind of like was in and out. And I watched it again yesterday, and I liked it better the second time. So
Makes
just
sense.
because of that, I will probably give it a 5.
Oh. I don't think you understand how we grade movies around here.
I feel like you nailed it.
We give them a lot of points. Should I go next? Or
Sure.
I like to go last, but that's fine. I'll go.
What's this that you put on?
What do you think it is?
I think it's just rolled into
Is this the second one?
this.
it's
yeah,
Naked
this-
Gun 1.
Oh,
it is,
one.
yeah.
You remember it starts out with the board meeting of all the
Yeah,
the
the
villains
Pap
of
Smear.
1989 or
We're gonna see
whatever.
Pap Smear again.
I started
Yeah.
watching
There he is.
Hot Shots the other night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now that's a good spoofer.
Oh,
Yeah.
We should have done that as our bonus bonus movie.
Hot Shots is a
It's a franchise.
It is. It's a twofer. Okay.
So this guy is the Rwandan guy, right? This
Wait, are
guy-
we just gonna do another Naked Gun, Naked Gun 2.5 podcast
Double
again?
header.
You don't tell me what to do. So I really enjoy Naked Gun 33 1/3. It's I think the better one than the second one.
Wrong.
It's probably not as good as the first one, but it's the Oscars sequence is just too good. I'm sorry. One woman's struggle to overcome a yeast infection set against the backdrop of the tragic Buffalo Bills season of 1991.
Fine, I switched to 6.
Is one of the funniest. That's official. He still has time.
It counts.
That's
It
time.
counts.
So funny. Shannon Doherty. You're a hero. You're a hero, Shannon Doherty.
Robbed of an Oscar.
Yeah, robbed. She probably doesn't. I think she probably doesn't even know that that's what she did. I think she just sat there for a
Sat there in
while
the
and they were
audience,
like, yeah,
yeah.
you know, we're going to get a shot of you and we'll write a joke later. Anyways, Shannon Doherty, you're a hero. I give this movie 8 Timothy Dolphins.
Wow.
A lot of Dolphins.
Well, I think I gave 2 7 and 1 9, so it's in between, right?
I guess.
What
I
are the,
guess.
do you have the charts and the graphs?
Yeah,
on
you
this?
gave 1 9 and you gave 2 a 7.
Yeah, so it's
All right.
It's
Well, you're
exactly
consistent.
correct. It's mathematically perfect.
All right, and that leaves me. And I really like this movie. I found myself laughing by myself as I was watching it, which says a lot. I definitely agree that it's funnier than the second one. It's more nostalgic for me because it's the only one of these movies I've seen in the theater.
I think that's a big part of your affection. You guys.
Yeah, and I can see that a lot of the jokes are more juvenile, and those are the ones that I remember as a kid liking. But clearly now they don't really.
I mean, we're watching the sequence for the first Naked Gun. There's a lot of juvenilia here too.
yeah,
It's not like this is the most sophisticated humor at its best.
No, it's something.
But yeah, I think I gave the second one a 7, so I feel like I have to give this one 8 Timothy Dolphins.
All right.
There we go. We did it, boys.
There
the
we
Naked
go.
Gun.
We finished the Naked Gun franchise.
Well, Paul, you're here on a very special night because we get to announce our next movie series.
Oh my goodness.
And I already mentioned that it was, a twofer series. We're beginning our run of 3 twofers back to back to back. And the first one is my selection, and I've chosen the incredible film series, classic film series, Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Speed, followed by Speed 2, Cruise Control, which is also a movie.
classic.
Yeah, who's the guy now? Is that Statham?
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason Patrick.
Jason
Patrick.
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe is the villain.
Oh my God.
I
just happened to watch Speed 2 the other day
Why?
to punish myself. Apparently, I don't think I'll be watching
he
it.
watches it every day.
I don't think I'll be watching it again for the podcast. I think I'm just gonna retain the Speed 2 that I watched from because it is so bad.
Really?
It was so.
Oh man, I was kind of looking forward to thinking that it's maybe under a modern.
Well, don't let me bias you. Maybe I'm wrong. All I know is I just watched it recently and was watched both of them actually. Did we see any nipples there?
No.
We're watching the beginning of Naked Gun. And yeah.
You did not have to interrupt what you were
No, I'm just saying.
I was just about to interrupt him.
We had just discussed earlier in the podcast whether or not there were nipples in that shot,
right.
and I felt like it was worth mentioning. No, having just recently watched both Speed movies, not for this podcast, just coincidentally, and I have to say the second one is really not a fun
Both
experience.
Siskel and Ebert gave it a thumbs up.
Ebert gave it 3 stars and said it was almost as good as the first one, and it's just proof that Roger Ebert got it wrong sometimes.
He was losing his marbles.
I mean, you were in like peak Sandy Bullock charming land, so
Yep.
it'll have that.
We'll talk about it because I think that's one of the problems is, well, we'll talk about it. I think I know one of the things that went wrong with Speed 2, and part of it was I don't think they knew I think they wrote the script not knowing they didn't have Keanu, and then they didn't rewrite the script when they realized that it was just going to be Sandy and Jason fucking Patrick.
New boyfriend or like, I forget what his role is.
And the thing is, like, he's just not... He is a pouty actor, even when he's supposed to be not a pouty actor.
Well, I think I mentioned last time I had watched, or I told you guys, I watched the Siskel and Ebert like review of Speed 2, and I think it's Ebert, or maybe both of them, kind of goes off on how Jason Patrick is like, he's a star on the rise, and like he's going to have a great career.
This is definitely not the end of his career. This is just the beginning.
I mean, I'm sure you guys are gonna watch it again. Don't you have that policy of like only watching movies about boats while in the bathtub for like the only movies you watch?
Yeah, well, only the part where they're in the boat on the water. So the beginning of Speed 2, I watched.
Wait, they're not on the boat the whole time?
No.
What?
No, it's like the second half of the movie. Well, no, they get on the boat pretty quickly, but they've got a whole beginning part before they're on the boat. Yeah.
How do they do, how do they make them not slow down though?
Is it like the first movie where they're like most of it's on a bus, but then the ending sequence is on a train?
There's a lot of stuff
And
before
the first
the
stuff
bus
is in an
too.
elevator.
Yeah.
No, I mean, unlike the first movie, which only like a third of it takes place in a bus. Speed 2 is mostly on a boat,
Oh yeah,
but it does start on land in Los Angeles.
yeah. But
Is it just that they realize they're on a Carnival cruise?
We have to crash the ship.
We must get off.
That's actually the whole plot. There's no bad guy. It's just the cruise line. Like, it sucks.
I do think like
We should watch Triangle of Sadness as a bonus movie.
Oh my god!
when COVID was first happening, when there was like that one ship where it's like, oh, they're like stuck.
They were
there.
trapped on
They
the
were like
cruise ship.
marooned
That
out
was
at
like
sea.
disturbing. Like
And
that was terrifying.
You heard the horror stories of
Yeah.
like they're running out of supplies and like it's like
Why are you laughing? It's fucking scary.
It turned into a real like what was the
Nightmare.
the kids who are on the island, the
Oh, Lord
of the Flies.
Yeah, that boat. Yeah, that was like Lord of the Flies on a cruise ship. Oh boy.
Well, Paul and I and some friends, we went on a cruise, a Carnival cruise, in 2010.
That was a classy event, my friends.
And if you remember, like 2 years later, I think this very same ship, the Carnival Triumph, was the one that lost power and like shit was overflowing from every toilet.
yeah,
dripping
yeah.
from the walls and stuff.
Nice.
It's the same boat that we were on. I don't
Like
know
what
if you
nightmares
remember
are
that.
made of?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Event Horizon, but a cruise ship.
I prefer stories about cruise ships where they like hit the dock. Those are always good.
Well, you'll love Speed 2 then.
Yeah.
That happens.
Because do they hit it?
Do they hit the hell out of it?
hit that dock?
Yeah. I think that the you ever had the thing that happens where you start talking and then this happened on the podcast to me like 3 times where I've started saying something and then all the thought just empties from my brain.
Wow. I feel like that's
Well, I
that
think that's a
is-
good
Hey,
note
where
for
we
us to wrap up on.
Well, I was gonna say, have you guys ever seen the movie Deep Rising or heard of it?
Is that the shark one?
Sounds like a movie.
It sounds like a porno.
What's the shark one I'm thinking of?
I think it's called Deep Rising. Yeah, it's a it's like kind of like Die Hard on a cruise ship, but like it's not Die Hard. It ends up being a monster thing. There's like a underwater like Cthulhu kind of like a giant. I don't know what it is. It's like an alien monster that's like in the deep, and it like one by one starts.
Is it
killing all
dong shaped?
these
Because this
people.
might be a porno.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea is my shark one, obviously.
Yes. Which
Boobs. Everything makes me think of her.
we're just doing the first movie again.
Yeah. let's just do the first movie over again.
Oh my god, Hot Shots is great. It's got I used to think it was like a trope as a kid, like the white-haired like old funny guy, like Leslie Nielsen and who was it Lloyd Bridges?
Lloyd Bridges,
Oh my
yeah.
god, he just crushes it.
It's like I picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue.
Yeah. Airplane's another twofer.
That's true. I mean, nothing's set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, I guess that's the end of our show. The Naked Gun.
Fantastic.
You know, they're rebooting it, so maybe we'll do another Naked Gun at some point soon, in the next year or so. Does that count?
Possible.
Part of the same franchise.
Yeah,
right?
kind of part of the same.
Well, yeah.
franchise.
I mean, I don't know.
Who is going to be in that?
It's Seth MacFarlane is like making it, and it's gonna be Liam Neeson.
I'm sure we'll be forced to see.
You
it.
think they picked Liam Neeson just because his name is sort of similar to Leslie Nielsen's?
Obviously.
They're like, yeah, we don't have to change that much. Maybe people won't
L-N,
notice.
you can't go wrong.
Will they dye his hair white? That's my question.
Is he playing Frank Drebin or is he playing a
Frank Drebin
new
Jr.
character? Yeah.
He's playing
know-
that little kid.
They had for a long time they were trying to get a sequel to this movie off the ground where Leslie Nielsen would be playing Frank Drebin training a protege, a young cop who would then take over the mantle.
Franchise. Yeah, I can see why they didn't do that.
Yeah, just this makes a lot of sense.
Well, I read the history of that, and it said that it was a different guy. It wasn't one of the Zucker or Abrams guys who wrote it. It was like some other random guy. But he passed the script around Paramount, I think, and everybody thought it was really good, really funny, and they were like, "We have to make this." And so, first it was Leslie Nielsen was going to be like kind of a small cameo role almost. But then he wanted too much money, and they were like, let's just write him out and not have him in it. And then the writer was like, no, I don't want to. He walked away after that, and then that was it. It fell apart. And rightly so.
Principles.
All right, cool. Well, Paul, thanks for being our guest.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We
This was
tried
great.
to get you for a vacation movie. I feel like it was Christmas Vacation.
I think
right?
it was Vegas Vacation.
Vegas
actually.
Vacation. Oh, okay.
The best one, yes.
Yeah, we've had some hot Vegas Vacation debates on this show.
Bored.
But yeah, I'm glad you can finally make it out.
Yeah, this is the last. Thank you guys.
Born to be alive.
Love that fucking song.
This is just
We gotta do it
becoming a
again.
clip
We gotta
show.
do it again. I got stuff to say. I studied for that.
Yeah.
Born.
Oh boy. Okay.
Born to be alive.
Got anything to plug?
Nah, I'm a boring 9 to 5, corporate guy. Just hanging
Well,
around LA.
you just went to Australia, right?
I did. I went to Australia.
Plug the continent and or country of
I mean,
Australia.
it's a fine continent. It's much bigger than we think.
Is it Oceania? Is that the?
It is part of Oceania. The driving force to going was recently became scuba certified, so did like a 4-day living on a boat scuba adventure in the Great Barrier Reef,
Neat.
which was sick. Swam with sharks, swam with turtles. The whole cast of Finding Nemo was a big thing. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tubular.
Tubular, man. And it's a twofer. You can do Finding Nemo. Finding
Hey,
Dory.
you're right. We haven't done an animated series yet. We still need to do an animated series, a foreign series, and
Wait, we haven't done a foreign. Oh yeah, I guess we haven't.
we've talked about doing police.
A lot of them
story.
seem foreign to us.
I think that's a great one. There's also The Incredibles 1 and 2. That'd be
So the
good.
Incredibles,
That's
I love.
true.
Yeah.
2 is actually really good. I just watched that one recently.
There's it's a good cartoon too for I haven't thought of in 1,000 years. Fievel Goes West.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The first one is
American Tail.
traumatizing.
The first one's really good. Yeah, it's
I think they made more, but they went straight to
video.
I watched those a lot as like a very young kid, probably like 5 years old or something. I don't remember them at all now.
An American Tail was. I feel like when my uncle was getting married, and honestly, he was probably in his early 20s, and we came to Connecticut and met his fiance, and I think she took us out to see see An American Tail. I think that was it. And then we just sang that fucking song in the car ride home. Somewhere out there, beneath the pale moon high.
Oh, someone get a saxophone.
I'm just like looking at the moon over here. Secret of Nim. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh yeah, that the owl in that gave me
They
nightmares,
were
and
on
all the
drugs,
bad rats.
whoever
yeah.
made that movie.
Yeah,
man.
It's
scary
the same
shit.
guy,
man.
I think. Right?
Yeah, Don Bluth
Yeah,
Studios.
all dogs go to heaven.
Land Before Time.
Yeah.
Oh wow! All Dogs Go to Heaven. That was sad.
That was in like Disney's lull, so like someone was trying
Yeah,
to
they're
take
like
over
seizing
animation.
the throne. Yeah.
He was, Don Bluth left Disney. He worked for Disney, and then he left to form his own company and made all these classic movies.
We
and
must
tried
destroy
to-
them, yeah.
When Disney was shit in the 80s. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys
up
remember.
until Little Mermaid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid was the big rebound.
Little Mermaid came out the same year as like one of his movies that like didn't do well. I can't remember what it is, but they crushed him basically. Little Mermaid, new Little Mermaid coming out. We're just going off on, on riffs here.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, because if God forbid, one of our episodes doesn't hit like the 2.5 hour mark.
Yeah, what are we at? Oh, an hour and a half. We did pretty good.
Okay.
Again, when the film is
Yeah,
80 minutes.
The film is very short. We didn't even talk about how the movies have gotten progressively shorter. It's like, oh man, so many jokes to write. Let's just end it early.
Well, I think that's a good move, right?
I think so too. It's better to. I mean, that could barely sustain the running time it had. It already had slow parts in it. So
I mean, if they got longer with each one, we'd be like,
yeah.
I do miss a 90-minute movie. I feel like they're
Oh
just
my god,
non-existent.
yeah.
Did you see all of the Oscar-nominated movies?
I think I saw like 7 of them.
So you wasted 64 hours of your life.
Yeah.
They
I
were
actually saw
all-
Avatar twice.
You did? I did. I
Oh,
saw it
wow.
twice too.
What?
I've seen it 0 times.
But
They're-
you guys made up for the fact that me and Colin have not watched.
they might be dropping the 9-hour version on Disney Plus.
I just read that too.
and I'm like, how was that?
Of Avatar 3, of the next one that's coming.
No, I thought it was of 2.
No, they're saying that James Cameron is it of 2? I read it as 3, Avatar 3.
Well, we'll have to check.
yeah.
I kind of
Oh,
wish.
it is 3. It is 3 because he submitted a 9-hour cut because he wants to. So usually, the
Usually
VFX
movies are shorter.
What?
Usually movies don't take 3 days to watch.
most like first cuts of movies are like 4 hours long.
Right.
But with Avatar, they don't do the VFX for everything because that costs too much money. So they wait until the movie's down to its like locked cut and then they do the VFX. But James Cameron loves it so much that he wants to release it as a 9-hour series. So he wants to do the VFX for everything that they shot.
I have to say, I kind of feel like he still owes me 2.5 hours for watching the first one. I kind of want that more than not watching the sequels. I want to reduct
What I
whatever.
want to know is what's
Hey, it's
your
the producer of the
problem-
Oscars.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, that is
what-
the same guy.
What's your problem with the Na'vi people?
So why are you racist
Are they
against blue
still
people?
are they still called the Navi when they're in the water one?
Yeah. Well, they're a different
Aqua
tribe.
Na'vi.
Yeah, wouldn't they be a different tribe so they don't have a different name?
They're all like we're all human, Colin. They're all Na'vi, but they are called the like Omati Kai or something like that. That's
wow.
the tree people.
Boo, boo
And then
for
the water
even
people, I
knowing
forget
these
what they're
words.
But they
called,
don't.
something.
They're not like us. They don't have Christmas, right? They have Feliz Navidad.
They dance around a tree. It's basically the same thing.
I will say that the Hateful Eight is not a good movie. Didn't like it. Still don't. But I liked it better as a 3-episode Netflix thing that was like 6 hours long. I actually thought it improved that and made it easier to watch when I watched it over like 3 nights. So I never thought I'd watch that a second time. Watched the extended version, thought it was better. So maybe this is a trick to Avatar. If he makes a 9-hour cut, but I can watch it over like many days, this might be how it.
Yeah,
it
what he
works.
wants to
I
do
still
is-
think it's like incredibly stupid, and the color scheme is tacky, and the plot is like just
What's your problem
cheesy
with
and
color?
dumb.
I don't
So-
see color.
Here's
I mean, it's working for Star Wars World. It's working for Marvel. I think series might be the
But
next
in
better creation
The
of
series are the next movies.
basically.
And the Zack Snyder's Justice League kind of did the same thing. Like he wants to release the movie in theaters, let it make $2 billion, and then release it on Disney Plus as a 9-hour.
That's what you call it, the good old fashioned double dip.
okay, so wait. Like in the Avatar world, there's
Just see the movie.
no.
You've never seen the first one either?
I refuse.
I've sort of seen the first one.
Okay.
What? I don't remember. it.
Also,
That
also,
is.
3D is so dumb. 3D is terrible. Terrible way to watch
Wait,
a movie.
but here's my question. Like, so there's the Na'vi and there's human beings. Like, is there like another alien species in this world ever? Or like,
There's animals.
no,
There's
no, no,
animals
no,
that
no.
all have 6 limbs, and for some reason,
But like-
Na'vi don't. There's
like-
a planet where every life form grew to have 6 limbs, except for the fucking humans.
I know that part.
Huge problem.
I know
Not
that part.
Huge
every-
problem.
Come on, guys.
But here's the thing:
Can I
is
just
there
shit
like
on Avatar for like a half an hour here?
is there like
It's a
another
twofer. We
planet?
might cover it. You better
Oh my
watch what you
God.
say. I might rescind
yeah,
my
you
speed.
make me watch it.
Oh, there's a twofer.
Is there like
punishing
another
me.
planet in the Avatar world? Like, is there like?
Well, the whole theory behind it is that the planet they're on is like the most Earth-like that they found.
Uh-huh.
So like that is like where we found life. So all the other moons of Jupiter like don't really sustain life the way.
It's just covered in giant blue Native American analogies.
Right. But is there like another place?
Another
Maybe
planet.
that's
I mean, there's
Avatar 4.
Earth.
Well, besides Earth, is there like another?
I mean, there's Mercury
place?
and Pluto and Neptune.
and
There's
like,
probably, I assume
could those places be relevant in the whole
No.
James
there's like
okay.
6 more movies coming out or something, right?
Oh yeah,
So I'm sure
they're all getting rewritten as James Cameron listens to this.
It's not. James Cameron will die at some point. He's a very
No,
good
he
filmmaker,
won't.
but he's not immortal.
He's not immortal.
Well,
I don't think
he
you
does
should say
mint
that
money,
and take
so
it
I
as a
think he can do
challenge.
whatever he wants.
Yeah, I'm not trying to put that out into the world. I'm just saying it's truth. I would have rather he made a True Lies sequel, but hey, it's his career. He can do what he wants.
Did we talk
Aren't
about the
they
fact that
making a True Lies
It's a TV show.
TV show.
yeah.
Okay.
But Arnold has a show that's coming out that the plot of it sounds remarkably like True Lies.
Yeah?
It's like he's in a family and they don't know that he's a spy. I was like, is this
I feel like Jamie Lee would be down too.
Yeah.
After that Oscar high.
I'm
very
in.
hot right now?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa True Lies. Yeah.
Never do a dance again? Have we talked about the fact that Avatar 2 and 3, because they were shot at the same time and budgeted together, they needed to make $2 billion to like make any kind of a profit, which the second one did already. So that means that the third movie, if it makes any kind of money at all, it's all profit. There's nothing left to pay back.
Watch it only make like $100. You're like, damn it!
$100 one IMAX seat.
Yeah.
is pretty-
I think it'll do pretty well. I think it's a bad idea to bet against James Cameron, especially when box office is concerned. As much as I don't like these particular movies, he is very, very successful and very good at what he does.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I changed Speed to Avatar.
What if
And Naked Gun.
what if the aliens from the abyss are in the Avatar world?
I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. Do some
I feel
Terminator
like that's
crossover.
got to be coming, like a crossover. Yeah,
Just
Terminators.
the Cameron verse.
Why not? Why not? That's what I say. Bring aliens in.
Yeah.
Well, Avatar 2 is basically like Titanic, Abyss. Like they're all kind of like
There is a huge Titanic
pushed together.
element. Like when you're watching it, you're like, I remember this.
this happened.
He's just playing the
Does
hits.
anyone say I'll never let go? Does anyone say that I'm the king of the world?
It's
Do any of those blue people fuck and like put their hand up against a piece of glass and like
This is the
So wait,
fingers
you
with
didn't
the-
see the movie?
This is the equivalent of the band that hasn't had a hit in 20 years, but they still tour to huge crowds. James Cameron's just playing the hits, doing his thing. No new stuff. Play taking care of business.
I mean that part when they're in that like 20s car or whatever and they fog up the windows.
That's the best part of Avatar 2. Yeah.
That's the best part of
Avatar 2.
It's weird that the car is there in the first place, but
It doesn't have to make sense for us to enjoy it.
All right, guys. I think it's time to pack it in.
We nailed it.
We nailed it. I'll play the theme music to get us out of here.
Good
Yeah.
night. Good night, Naked Gun.
Far wherever you are. I know that. Wait, fuck, did I?
Yeah.
Is that Celine Dion on the couch next to me?
It is.
I sang all the words to that song I knew.
So yeah, I just want to say thanks to Chris Morocco for doing the song for this series. Thanks to all of our guests for coming out, including Mr. Paul Beswick right here. And yeah, thanks to Harris and Colin for consistently being my boys over here.
And I just want to say, nice beaver.
Nice beaver. That's the takeaway from this series. All right, so we'll be back next time with Speed 1 and 2, the American classic films, Speed 1 and 2. Thanks for listening.